It was 2019. I had seen a story in the local papers about a young family. The mum was very, very ill, and there was a donation drive to see if they could get her a match. Unfortunately, the charity that was trying to get people registered, I wasn't eligible for, so we weren't happy with that. Myself and my husband, we searched for another charity that may be able to help, and that's when we came across DKMS. We both immediately registered. And a few months later, I received a call from DKMS advising me that I was a match for a very young teenager. I donated about a week after my honeymoon, and 2 years later was able to make contact with the family. Her name was Sam. She was 14, living in Chilliwack in British Columbia, and she was doing really, really well, so I was absolutely thrilled. Then again, just before Christmas, she was getting ready to go to college to become a nurse. She had been placed in a university there, and unfortunately she was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. It was quite aggressive, and DKMS and her family reached out and see if I would be willing to donate again, and there was no hesitation. We hadn't come so far on the journey for it to end there, so I donated again in December, and on Christmas Day we got the news that engraftment had taken place and the treatment had worked, so it was fantastic.
4 years ago I was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. I was one of the lucky ones. I was able to get through chemo, get to remission, be well enough to have a stem cell transplant I needed. And it was just awareness that I was lucky because I had access to one through a family match. Lots of people aren't lucky. In fact, I think only 30% of people will end up with a family match. And I became aware of the registers and the fact that those perhaps need to be searched worldwide. And I want to be involved in helping raise awareness that these registers exist and to get more people to join them so that when someone is in need, there's somebody already potentially there to actually help them at the point they need the help. So my son recognised just how lucky I was as a family. We'd had the luxury of knowing there was this prize waiting if I could get to that point, and he realised that he had an opportunity to maybe provide that to somebody else. And so he, 2 years ago, he registered on DKMS and was unbelievably excited when he got the call last summer to say that they thought he might be a match for somebody. And over the next 2 to 3 months, they worked their way through to actually narrow down from a few possible candidates to actually Max being the one. And he found out before Christmas, and it was just amazing.
DKMS run the largest blood stem cell donation register in the UK, and they work internationally to connect people who require a stem cell transplant with people on the register. It's a cause that's really personal and close to my heart. I unfortunately lost an uncle to leukemia when I was younger, and I've had close family and friends who have went through blood cancer and are being treated at the minute. So it really brought home to me the real need to encourage people to get on that register. It's unfortunate that it's not public health campaigns and information that lets people know they need to get on the stem cell register. It's those personal family connections. It's when someone in your life has been affected by blood cancer, and it's a very common cancer, unfortunately. It's the 5th most common across the UK. So, we really just want to get the message out there to people just how important it is to get on the register. It's really simple. It's a cheek swab, and you could be a lifesaver. You can give someone a second chance at life when they get that diagnosis of a blood cancer or disorder.